again, where we all have our theories and we all have our discussions and our pet hates and pet likes about what is about to happen in the next couple of weeks, which is E3. Tonight we are joined by Hybrid Still and Skip to the End.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing? We're here just to have a natter about gaming and all the other McGubbins that's going to be going on in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Our hopes and dreams are soon to be shattered, I'm sure.
Yeah, at some point, I'm sure.
Especially if Call of Duty gets a really big cinematic opening.
Please save us.
That and Ubisoft, like with their trailers, you know, it's not what you're going to get in about a year's time, is it?
Yeah, no. You will. You'll get them. There'll be another Assassin's Creed game, but you'll get it.
But you'll be like, that looks nicer back at E3.
What you got to wait for is the trailers for the next PS5 release of like the next gameplay that comes out of that, and then when they lie to you, you can throw it in their face again. So,
yeah.
I'm going to start this actually off with some really shallowy news at the moment. Actually, this is just news before E3. I've got PUBG is suing Fortnite again, which is simply because it's down to a copyright infringement act now, which is basically saying that it looks like our game's still going to sue you. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. And also,
they're just basically going on. Well, your character looks a little bit like this one, and your layout's a little bit like ours. So
it's a similar shooty game, so that's what we're going to sue you for.
It's kind of
basically
clutching straws a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing I mean, if the creators of Minecraft were even bothered about it, they could just sue everybody for stealing their idea in the first place. So, it's basically tit for tat at the moment. It's just a pain in the arse that it's all happening still.
Hell, Lego could have sued Minecraft, couldn't they?
Yeah, yeah, because Lego was around before Minecraft.
Blocks, how dare you?
Also, we've also got Far Cry 5. Ironically, I'm playing Far Cry 5, but Far Cry 5's first piece of DLC is coming out next month, which is Vietnam. It's not the zombie one that everyone wanted, and it's not the space one some people wanted, it's the Vietnam. Apparently they're making a whole new map, a whole new story. It's going to be fantastic, please play it, but at the same time, it's not zombies. Now, back to E3. I reckon what we're going to see, my first game on my list, is Death Stranding. I think we are going to see some more footage, I reckon. Maybe, if we're really lucky, some gameplay. If we're lucky.
Because it's only been, a couple of years.
Yeah. I was just going to say, the thing with Sony's press conference, like they're focusing on like a couple of games that are coming out either this year or next year. Death Stranding is one, Spider-Man is another one, Days Gone.
You see, I think they're pushing that too hard, to be honest. That's just my view, though.
Yeah, and of course, The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I reckon so.
I have no doubt that they'll talk about like stuff like Dreams and maybe the Medieval remaster.
That's on my list later on. Dreams is on the list later.
The one thing that I'm more impressed about, and this goes back about a week now, because obviously we all know Battlefield 5 is coming out at the end of the year. We've seen the cinematic trailer; it looked fantastic. But the biggest bit of news about it was EA turned around and said, "Well, all the DLC, there's going to be no premium pass. It's all going to be completely free." And it was just like I took this in two ways. I either sat there and said, "That's not bad, thank you very much, EA." Or it was the other side of it. Are you doing this because you screwed up so badly with Battlefront that you basically scabbing for views?
I'm gonna pick a third option. I'm just looking at EA and I'm just like, bitch, what are you up to?
I'm not. I literally sat there whilst watching that reveal trailer and said, "Yeah, you're kissing my ass. That's what you're doing. You're puckering up, kissing my ass, and saying, wait until next game when we fuck you over again."
Yeah, that's the worst.
And I'm
part
hoping their
it.
next game is in Anthem, because I really want that to be good. I want it to be so good. But so Death Stranding I think is definitely going to be there, and from what I'm aware, Mad Mickelson, he said the game looks beautiful and everything, but do we actually know if he's a gamer or not? I don't know if his opinion's actually valid, but he says it looks beautiful, looks wonderful, and he's glad where the game's going. But apparently Hideo Kojima himself, if he's not happy with something, apparently he gets very, very angry and upset about it. And that's what Mad Mickelson said. He's like, he still doesn't know what the game's about, but he's fucked off.
he comes across to me as a perfectionist, which is definitely not a bad thing.
Not in the games industry, anyway. I don't think it's a bad thing. Oh, I stupidly shot a beehive and.
The problem with being a perfectionist in the games industry is you could have a finished game and go, oh well, it's not good enough, and then we'll postpone it for 6 more months, and then you postpone it for another 6 months. Fans get annoyed, and then it just ends up in like a one big shitstorm, like it normally ends up if a game gets
what you do is you put the game back a bit more, patch it up a bit more, fuck it up beyond what it used to be like, and then you really fuck it up.
Exactly.
It's like a phrase from Shigeru Miyamoto, right? A delayed game can be perfect over time. A rush game is forever ruined.
Well, exactly. No, that's pretty accurate, actually. On my number 2 slot, we've got World War Z. Now, I know a lot of people aren't too excited about this, but for me personally,
zombie game.
For me personally, it might be another zombie game, but it's a cooperative zombie shooter, and that's
very Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it, because it's that sort of thing again. And we haven't got one of those games just yet, and there's a lot coming out actually, including the next title.
I would rather have Left 4 Dead 3, but this will do.
It'll do. Or as I said, my next title is GTFO, which is essentially Left 4 Dead in space. It's basically
this is the Payday team.
Yeah, Overkill are making this game, and basically, from what we've seen footage-wise, a team go in, set something up, they trigger off alarms, and all these freaking mad alien mutant things come at them and try to kill them with their really weird bendy heads. It did look very nice
from their trailer at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
It looks good, so I'm really for that. And then you've also got Metro, that's coming out.
The new Metro game.
And there's going to be a lot of footage at E3, I imagine, of that. If you're actually attending E3, which unfortunately I'm not, there probably will be playable versions of that, I'm sure.
I actually found out how much an E3 ticket was the other day as well, because obviously some tickets have been made public so you can turn up, play games, and sort of enjoy some of the conference. And I think it's just for the 3-day event is £230.
Bloody hell.
Which, when people complain that download tickets were getting too expensive, imagine what it's like to go to an E3 convention.
Download being a music festival based in Donington, UK.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, £230 for an E3 ticket to go and sit there and watch video games for a couple of days, and it's like,
well, it's not just watch. I mean, it's potentially you get to play them as well. So
I know, but it doesn't take into consideration the amount you have to spend on hotels, food, travel, and all the other stuff.
Look, and it's the biggest game event of the year.
£500 to £600 for the weekend just to go to E3.
Yeah, most likely. It's like a holiday for the year. That's you're looking at.
Yeah.
And then we've got the longly awaited Soul Calibur 5. I think it is 5 or whatever. 6, 7.
6, yeah.
Now I'm a big fan of Soul Calibur, despite not knowing what number it is. But I'm glad they're finally releasing one, because there's not enough sort of weapon-based combat out there as far as I'm concerned. Yes, you've got For Honor, but that's squad-based. That's not one-on-one action. And I miss those kind of games.
What I want from 6 is like, I want it to be like 2, which for many is the best one.
Well, it looks like it plays a lot like that, but the guest character is obviously Geralt of Riviera, which is great for people who love the Witcher series.
Choice, yeah.
Yeah, it is good. And to be fair, I might actually main him as well, so that might be my thing in the next game. And then we've got what Sanchez mentioned earlier, Dreams. Now, Dreams is an odd one because it's actually being made by From Software, which I
think it's being made by Media Molecule.
Oh, sorry. Basically, this game is going to have its own story mode.
If it was by From Software, it'd be a very different
mode like Dark Souls. But no,
that'd be a really weird game.
It would be really odd. But basically, it's going to be a bit like Little Big Planet, but more immersive, so to speak, and you can do a lot more with this game. And every game that is created is meant to be sort of like a story. So this will appeal to people who obviously like making things and like customizing, like getting everything perfect, like Hideo Kojima does. And maybe he might make his own little story in there too. You never know. And then we've got what was mentioned slightly earlier, which was Battlefield V. Now, like Mike said earlier, this is going to be a big thing where like they're doing the whole premium pass for free. There's no DLC. Well, there's DLC, but it's all going to be patched in for free. You have to earn everything. There will be loot boxes, but they're free and you earn them in game. Now, like I said before, I think it's them sniffing our asses on the sheer basis of how bad they fucked up with Battlefield.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
Well, I've got to be completely honest though. I mean, it is. I mean, on the plus side, we are getting probably a ton of content for free, which is going to be quite nice. We've got a couple of new game modes as well, because one of them is called Tidal War.
Yeah.
And this is a bi-weekly or monthly event that will happen in game every single week and month, and it's because they're going to be giving you new stuff like new skins for guns, customization.
It's essentially like a faction war in other games that talk over.
So the thing about it though is it's going to be rewarding the players for earning like cosmetics. There's going to be no gun. You're not going to be earning a gun that's going to be more powerful only if you do this one mission. It's not going to be like Fortnite. Basically, they're going to be giving you all the same stuff if you want to do the events. If you don't want to do the events, then that's up to you. But obviously, with them saying, yeah, we're going to be giving all this content for free, they're still going to be trying to give some sort of monetization within the game, right? Now, the way that Battlefield will probably do this is they'll go, yes, there is no premium pass, congratulations, it's all good. But when you play our events and stuff, you'll be getting customization parts for your character. If you want these extra bits, you'll be paying, I don't know, let's say it's £1.99 for a jacket for your character. That's probably what they'll start doing. So it'll be like the customization from like PUBG, where you buy like skin customizations for your character, but they won't sort of increase the way you play the game. They'll just look cooler.
Yeah, it's basically just for customizing, and you're buying what you're buying, such as like you're not actually gambling for it in any sort of sense.
Yeah, you're
purchasing what you want.
You would actually be buying what you actually want to wear. Now, there are two ways of obviously doing this. You can either do the whole thing where let's say it's £2 for a new jacket for your character in Battlefield, and you can customize it with a really cool font, that sort of thing. Right, now with that £2, now that could translate to, let's use the old currency from Battlefield 1, you're looking at like 1,000 war bonds. Now that's the sort of thing they could be doing, where you either play the game and get rewarded with in-game currency to spend in the in-game shop, or you spend £2 and get that item you want. So you can either take the choice of, you know, something new might come up in the shop that you want with your in-game currency, or you can spend your £2 on a new pair of shoes or a new hat, this and the other. And that's probably how they will do it, because that's how other games are doing it. And I think with EA actually doing this, and if they stick to it, and this is their new business model where all the DLC is free, but you still will have the monetization side of things, this could be a game changer for the rest of the gaming industry. And
yeah,
this could
but
be
I have my doubts. I think they're just doing literally just to lick our asses and say, you know what?
Oh yeah, no, they could be.
It's just their way of saying, oh, sorry.
Even if this is EA's new plan to, like, you know, kiss up and say we're really sorry sort of thing, other developers might see the sales in Battlefield 5 go through the roof and how they're monetizing it and go, you know what, that's actually worth it. And you've got to think, let's put it into perspective with GTA, right?
Yeah.
Now with GTA, people are always looking for that unique way of customizing their character. Now if you did certain events in GTA and you got rewarded with certain skins, that would look quite cool. But you'd want something unique, and the way that you could earn that is either with in-game currency, like all your dollars and stuff that you're earning per race or per whatever you're doing, or if you spend £1.99, you can get the looks that you want. That sort of thing. And this could open up a different way of expanding into the monetization things without pissing people off. You've got two ways of earning it. You can either spend your couple of quid on stuff and go, yeah, I want this, and this, and I'm happy. Or you can have, you know, race 20 times, get $1,000, and then, you know, you're done. You can get yourself the customization. But as long as you've got the choice to either spend money and get exactly what you want, or play the game for exactly what you want, that's the only way to do this. Or you'll just be pissing everybody off when it comes to the gaming world.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it'll just happen again, where it'll just fold again, like potentially Battlefront does. Well, did.
Oh yeah,
rather.
Well, this is why I'm hoping that EA may have learnt from their mistakes with Battlefront.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I used the word hope.
It's going to take a lot of convincing, I think. That's the only snag.
Oh, I know.
They
It's good.
fucked up too much, I think, for everyone to go, oh yeah, it'll be perfectly fine. I think everyone's like really, really aware now of what they're trying to do. I think that could be a huge problem for them. But maybe on the very rarest of chances, they may have learned their lesson. But I extremely doubt it. And the other thing mentionable is Fallout. Now, a couple of, well, it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday there was their Twitter page lit up.
And it just said coming soon. I was just saying again, it has to be a
It
Fallout
said
game.
please stand by.
Please stand
But
by.
it had to be a Fallout game with that backdrop. You couldn't get, any other Bethesda game with that backdrop. It had to be a Fallout game. Now I was sitting there going, I can't wait, because I'm a huge Fallout fan, and when I saw the trailer, I just went, oh, geekgasm. It was just like, oh my god, it just wasn't enough. So I'm hoping. Taywaz is a person that actually follows me quite. We've been helping each other with our channels and getting them up to where they are today. So he is an actual solid dude. He's an absolutely amazing person.
Well, Sanchez, Skip was touched on earlier that Fallout 79 is there.
76.
Fallout 76.
76, sorry.
Basically, Vault 76 has supposedly been in every single Fallout game.
Right.
And it's going to be like supposedly an Origins story.
Right.
Oh, St. Albans, yeah.
Fallout game. And I initially thought that the announcement was going to be like a Fallout 3 anniversary edition.
A lot of people did. To be
Seeing
fair.
as it's like 10 years since they came out.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 is going to be supposedly like an online game similar to like Elder Scrolls Online.
Like Tamriel.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see. But that's what many.
I mean,
people
you see, in my opinion, that could sort of work and might not work. Because if you remember back in like the PS2 era, you had Baldur's Gate, and then they made Brotherhood of Steel. Or was it? Yeah, was it Brotherhood of Steel? I can't remember. And that it was okay, but it wasn't. It wasn't a great game. That's the only problem. So, I mean, when you compare it to Baldur's Gate, which is literally the same style, just old school with magic and other things, which was a fantastic game, it might work, it might not, because obviously you got Tamriel Online, which works, apparently. I myself can't really get into it very well, but if they make a Fallout version, it might not work as well.
I mean, this has been supposedly in the works since 2012.
Right.
So it's been a long time.
But it was like disputes between, I think, Bethesda and Interplay, who used to own the Fallout license.
Interplay, oh my god, that's the name.
Yeah.
Stonekeep. Who remembers that one? Write me a postcard.
But they sort of kept that idea in their heads until like, and sort of waiting for like the opportunity to better it, like implement an idea like that. And I think this could be it.
Maybe waiting for the right time to put the servers up properly and get it all sorted. Might be an idea.
This is the if you go on to the Fallout Wikipedia, because there is a Fallout wiki like dedicated to everything Fallout. The background of Vault 76, the Vault Tech terminal in Citadel Isles. Vault 76 is the control vault with 500 occupants. The vault was designed to open 20 years after the nuclear war and is among one of the 17 known control vaults, meaning that it was used as a baseline to compare to experimental vaults. It is also mentioned in one of the alien captive records, log number 13, recorded by Giles Wolfencroft, a Vault Tech official who was abducted whilst inspecting the vault's construction site in Fallout 4. So it has featured in Fallout 4, so they're basically working on that sort of story path.
Typical.
So there you go.
But what about also the fact that it's obviously going to be highly multiplayer? Let's see if they keep some of the Fallout 4 aspects in, like creating your own weapons, maybe your own armor.
I'm hoping they do.
I'm pretty much convinced that they're going to do like something more with like the settlement stuff. It felt a little bit out of place in Fallout 4, but in something like
I think in Fallout 4 they might have been testing it a bit, testing the grounds of it with it.
I think with the settlement building side of Fallout, I think it opens up that sort of creation side of things. Like, I mean, obviously you have the Minecraft world, and you have the Fortnite world, but with making it into it being in a Fallout universe, you're sort of, it's the survivors that make it, and it needs a bit more sort of interaction with the people that you're trying to save at the same time as trying to protect them.
I kind of like the idea, but the only problem with Fallout 4 that when it had it in it was simply, like Sam said, it felt a bit out of place because Fallout is such a story-driven game. To take time out and go, I know, I'll build a base that doesn't really have a purpose unless someone's attacking it.
It's
felt
sort of like, a little bit shoehorned in at the last minute.
Yeah, like attacked on multiplayer or something.
I spent 36 hours building Spectacle Island as a base. It felt awesome.
Yeah, but what did it do at the end of the day? Really, it just looked pretty.
It looked cool, and it held all of my. It held all of my pre-war art and all of my power armor in a museum, which was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty. It's just pretty. Also, this hasn't been mentioned actually. It's not even on my list either. I just suddenly remembered. Mortal Kombat 11 has actually been announced as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's potential it could be released next year, but I think they're going to wait until 2020 when we reckon the next console's going to be coming out.
The next consoles, it's been announced. I should say, I'm saying this with inverted commas, and you can't see this, but basically it's being announced at 2020 to 2021. So we're going to be seeing it like mid to end of 2020, basically.
Well, I mean, then what they'll probably do is release it then, and they'll probably do another one for the next console.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did see a little bit. I don't know if this is on your bit of paper of what you've got listed, but have you seen the games for June 2018? The free ones that are coming out?
No.
We are getting XCOM 2.
Oh, I've got that.
And Trials Fusion.
Oh, I haven't got that yet.
So they're your free games at the moment. There's a couple of I can't remember what's coming out on the PS3 and Vita, but those two are our free games for next for the up and coming year.
That thing's dead anyway next year.
Because Trials Fusion at the time didn't have multiplayer. It does now.
Yeah, it does now.
Might be worth playing now.
Find the XCOM 2 I got a little bit frustrated with. So.
I'll probably try and do a couple of streams of things like Trials just to get annoyed and rage quit and sort of, you know.
Taywaz says XCOM 2 is fun as hell, and so is Trials.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. Trials has got that sort of. It's frustrating to learn, but it's quite fun to be frustrated.
Oh, we used to play a lot on the 360. It was a shame we didn't have capture and shit.
The thing about XCOM 2 is that you get really attached to your characters.
Yeah.
I hate seeing
especially if you've named them.
Yeah, I named them after the Evening Gamers when we were the Evening Gamers. It was like, no, hybrid!
And that's when he save scum to oblivion. Like, no, they will not die.
And then we get a new recruit called Vladimir, who's from Russia, which I then changed to Britain and called him Hybrid. Rechange his face and oh look, his Hybrid's back again. It's like a puppy. Once you name it, you love it. Yeah, you don't want to lose any of your squad members.
True.
Then you start making these stories up in your head. Well, at least I do. Anyway, that's me. Gotta save Bubba. But yes, E3 is going to be a big theme this year, and I think we're going to see a lot of games maybe that are coming out late next year, and maybe as early as 2020, like January sort of times. I think
my prediction for E3, I mean, the ones that have been announced over the couple of weeks are things like Rage 2, because obviously we're going to be seeing that 2019.
Definitely.
Days Gone will definitely have a presentation because that's due for next year as well. Well, it's because it's actually due next year. The reason why they put it back is because they were just about to go into competition with things like Call of Duty and Battlefield 5 and release at the same time as Red Dead. And it was like,
I was going to say that's
really stupid
something
idea.
I haven't mentioned yet. One of the biggest things that's not on my list: Red Dead Redemption 2. Fuck.
Well, that's kind of a given, really, isn't it?
You better come out in 26th for fucking October. I'm really pissed off.
Rockstar pretty much said that they will not delay it anymore.
That's a little more content for GTA. That's what
it's getting close towards the end of the PS4's life now, so they better bring it out soon.
They'll bring something out. They'll bring it out, and then
Yeah.
they'll bring it out again for the PS5.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what
But I think
they'll do.
that's the other thing. I mean, we've got to consider now when it comes to the PS4 is that even Sony have said that they have the end
Thanks,
of
Herc.
its life strategy where now it's all going to come to an end. They're going to be releasing some really big titles and then start building into the PS5. And the reason for this is because there's nothing else they can really do for the PS4 when it comes to its hardware. It's as good as it's going to be until they upgrade to a new console. All they're literally working on now is the interface for your online and all the other stuff that comes with it. So
I think as
it-
far
when-
as,
when-
I was just going to say, I think as far as games go, I think they could go another couple of years. But yeah, as you said, in terms of hardware,
Taylor's is in the same boat. He reckons it'll come out for both consoles. It
Oh, yeah,
is
definitely.
probably a thing that will happen. I mean, it's not the first time they've done it either.
It's a bit like when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 morphed up to the next generation. You were still getting the cross sort of like generational
Well, like
games for about a year
GTA,
or so.
I mean, yeah, that's still going.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you consider like by the end of the PS3 going into the PS4, you had games that then overlapped to the PS4, and that's what they're doing from the PS4 to the PS5.
Yeah, it's
Depending,
definitely
I mean,
a possibility.
the Xbox, whatever the fuck they're going to call it, might be better than the PS5.
The Xbox spin out of control.
So, I mean, the thing is we write it off straight away because we're obviously playing on a PS4, so we're expecting a lot of things from the PS5. But back when we were on the Xbox 360, I was gunning for the Xbox One to be the better
Yeah,
system. It
so was
just
I,
didn't
so was
turn
I.
out. But, you know, so I'm not a fanboy when it comes to sticking to one console or sticking to one brand. I see
Cheers, buddy.
what I'm going to be getting out of my money. And if it's going to be better, then I'll go for the other one.
Taywaz says he likes it. He likes it, man. Good podcast. He's working and listening, and this is awesome.
That's all good, man.
Yeah,
I've got to be completely honest. I think we're doing a podcast like this. I mean, we could be doing this like twice a month, and it would actually we could bung quite a lot of content into doing this. So this is
yeah.
just sort of an experiment.
well, I mean, the
really.
thing is,
wouldn't be against it.
I
It's
think,
just,
I think,
a question of having stuff to talk about.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
just announcements
Well,
and
that's
gameplay.
why I said every couple of weeks. I wouldn't do it every week.
I think the thing is with when we were on 360, is a lot of things that were confirmed that put us off. And when it comes to changing console, like from 360 to the PS4, which is what we did, I think the only issue was
Save data, gamer
well,
tags,
it's like
reputation.
all the crap basically came with changing console. And the thing is that we only know at the moment that the PS5 is going to have, well, it's going to be a good console, obviously, but we can't
they're
guarantee
working with,
that the Xbox is going to be any better. It might be better than the next
no.
PS.
The problem that I had for like a good couple of years up until the run up to the Xbox One is that the 360 didn't really have a great exclusive after like 2011, and that was like Gears. Like for me, Gears of War 3 was like the last
Gears
one
3.
exclusive to me.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
after that felt like very mediocre to like kind of crap, really.
Mundane.
Average.
That and they were like heavily pushing the Kinect, which does not interest me.
That didn't help them at all, did it?
And the
No,
fact that
they
actually
scrapped the Kinect,
bundled
which was the
that
worst
with
part.
The Xbox One as well.
Oh,
And
not
you're pushing for always online.
yeah, but not to
and-
mention that lovely system that they said people can look through your Connect and see you.
That spooked the living crap
That's
out
not
of me.
at
It was
all,
just like,
paedophile
it's like,
heaven.
I wouldn't have even turned my camera on if I knew someone else was going to be sitting there
Yeah,
watching
no,
me, because I
I-
wouldn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, but they were saying that it was going to be connected all the time. And you weren't going to have a choice. And I was like, fuck
I'd
off.
cut the damn wire.
Apparently, Tay
cut
was
down
his Connect is literally sitting next to his Xbox One, not plugged in. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. What a stupid.
I know this is like a really big sort of like plugging, but seriously, if you're into, because he plays on an Xbox One, Tay's an Xbox One player, and he plays PC games. So he's been playing this game called Iron Sight, which is an amazing free game. If you guys haven't seen it, check out his channel. Good tutorials, good everything, and he's a solid bloke as well. Decent, very clear in talking, very clear on everything.
You're plugging his channel, my channel.
Oh yeah, I'm plugging his channel, but
It's fine.
it's all good.
No, I don't mind. It's all good.
Well, Shall I talk about my sort of predictions?
Yeah, go on, your turn, Sen, your turn.
Yeah. One company I'm sort of focusing on at the moment is Capcom.
Okay.
Mainly because of like two big games that could be announced at E3. One of which is the potential of like Devil May Cry 5, which I think a lot of people are looking forward to.
That will happen.
Especially after like the huge disappointment of like the last Devil May Cry game.
What are you talking about? It was a great idea to reinvent it.
I really feel like Capcom need to go back to what made it great in the first place, and even the director of the original game, Hideki Kamiya, I believe it is, really wants to get involved in that as well.
Yeah.
I hope it happens. We will see. The other one is the potential reveal of Resident Evil 2 remake. The interesting thing about this one is that potentially going to be using the Resident Evil 7 engine, and Capcom are supposedly claiming that it's going to be like the best looking game on PS4, even better than like God of War. Which is,
I don't know.
That's setting its standard extremely high.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be completely honest, God of War and Detroit Become Human are probably two of the most beautiful games out at the moment.
I'll get back to them in a second, but Taywaz says it was creepy stuff having a Kinect because as how its light would randomly turn on like it was watching him. As far as God of War and Detroit's concerned, God of War's been top seller for the last, oh my god, a flaming cow.
5 weeks.
For the last 5 weeks, and Detroit literally took over it this week. But I don't think Detroit's is actually going to last because obviously what style it is and how it is. I don't think it's going to last too much longer.
I'm going to be completely honest and actually agree with you on that because I mean obviously I stream games every night. You know, I'm playing. I either do Let's Plays on games or I just stream Battlefield and have a chat with subscribers. Now, with my streams for Battlefield, I averagely hit about 70 to 100 people watching over a period of a couple of hours, which is quite cool. Detroit has been half that. Even with like my knowledge of how to tag up your videos and everything else, Detroit Become Human is falling short of viewers, and it is because it's a story-based solo play.
Yeah, it's very niche.
Other people want to play it, yeah.
Yeah, people they don't want to watch this game because the problem with watching this game is that it will spoil the story for you. So people want to go off and play this game before they come and watch you. So you're playing it at the same time as people who want to play it, and then that's it. And it's like the thing is, I will finish my series, yes, and I might get extra views after it's finished because other people want to see like how it's been done and stuff, but because of its story, because of the way it's been presented and everything else, there's not a lot of viewing for it. You know, that's the problem with Detroit Become Human. It's a solid game, don't get me wrong, but because of the way it is, not a lot of people want to watch it. So God of War will probably stay above Detroit Become Human, and it's only because Detroit came out over the last couple of days.
Well, I don't think it's just that. You see, God of War is because I've played God of War and my stepdaughter actually she's got Detroit and she's been playing, so I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And as they're both completely separate games, God of War is more catered to the hack and slashing RPG sort of element that a lot of fans still like and still play single player games, despite what some companies may say. But
it's a really contagious cough, that.
Yeah, I know. It's one we should definitely get rid of.
I want to get that checked.
But basically, what happens is with Detroit, obviously, it being time-consuming the way you play it, and whatever you do affects the outcome. You sort of have to think more about it, and a lot of people who obviously, because games mainly range from the age limit of like maybe 10 to 16 to 21, because of the age brackets. I reckon the older generation, like, I'm not saying we're old, but between the ages of like 20 plus, have got more time for things like story and in-depthness and tinkering.
The other thing about it is it's not a very stream-friendly game.
No.
And I mean, the reason why I say this is not because of the way it is, because it is a beautifully looking, it's well created, well story, and everything else. But whoever's playing that game wants to follow the story.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've noticed there's a couple. If you watch, I've watched back my footage a couple of minutes into each video, sort of thing. And literally, I'm sitting there like a fucking doorstep because I'm trying to get engrossed into the story, and people are trying to talk to me. It's like, I know this is really horrible, but you turn into a mannequin because you're trying to pay attention to the game.
That's it. Yeah, you're sitting there paying too much attention.
Going back to the Resident Evil 2 remake, one of the things that has been rumoured is that they're going to do it over the shoulder, third person, which personally I don't know what to think about.
Interesting idea.
Because I felt like Capcom should go like the same route as the first remake for the first game.
Yeah.
Where it's still like fixed cameras, but like brought to like a more modern audience, with control options and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the thing is though, it's it's one of those things where it's like it's going to get done, and it's going to be done a different style to try and bring in. I mean, if you play games like Fortnite, which is third person over the shoulder sort of game, they're probably going to try and go down that same sort of route to try and bring the audience across, and that's literally what they'll probably try doing.
Yeah, my only opinion why they might be doing that is because Resident Evil 7, although it was like a big critical hit, commercially it did alright, but it wasn't like up to like Capcom's expectations. So I'm wondering maybe that could be a factor as to why they're going for like a potentially like a third person route.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I mean, it could even be like Resident Evil 7 where it's first person. I don't know. We'll have to see if it's announced, of course.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all sort of how things go and what they're going to try doing and how they're trying to move forward as well. That's the whole thing about it. It's all about It's all different companies trying new things instead. I mean, they got us scared years ago when when series just carry on doing the same thing over and over again. Now I think they're getting into that experimental phase because of games like Fortnite, PUBG, H1Z1 sort of opening up this whole new Battle Royale thing. I think gaming companies might be trying to think a little bit outside the box a bit more when it comes to how they're presenting their games now.
I hope that a lot of publishers and developers don't go the Battle Royale route like they did when Call of Duty 4 came out and just made everything like all realistic.
Well, that's the problem with that was a month or so ago when the next employee of Ubisoft basically said by the end of 2019, 95% of first-person and third-person shooters will have a battle royale.
They will. It's inevitable.
And it's because of the popularity of the battle royale franchise at the moment.
Well, more particularly because of Fortnite, really.
I think that's the problem with publishers. They're always trying to chase a fad in order to get like a quick buck.
Yeah, but that's
Corrupted Games Republic says hi.
How you doing, man? The thing with like chasing fads though is that's exactly like every game streamer or gamer on YouTube at the moment. I mean, there's over 1 million Fortnite videos being uploaded to YouTube and Twitch alone every single week because it's the fad game.
It's mad.
And this is why I don't do Fortnite as a game, because you just get swamped with every 12-year-old kid trying to do Fortnite.
It's not just that. I mean, you'd be lucky to get, if you were doing a stream, you'd be lucky to get a lot of viewers unless you were paying for it, because because it's just everyone's streaming it, everyone's playing it, everyone's trying their best. We're good.
Gamers Republic, we're doing good, man. Thank you very much for joining us. It is most appreciated.
If you have an opinion on something you wish to talk about on here, please scribble it down in anything. It's actually a good time to remember to like and subscribe to Ultra FUD, Hypersteel, and skip to the end if you want to see more content like this, and we'll keep churning it out.
Yeah, because as I said, I mean, if this is a good way of putting news across and having like a weekly podcast on your channel or mine or even Iron Sanchez, I mean, we could do this where instead of me doing a separate video on gaming news, this could be the way that we put it all across in our own opinions. It just adds a collaboration of news at the same time.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the subway.
One question I want to ask, because I've heard that Blue Point Games, the team that created the Shadow of the Colossus remake, they were rumored to be doing another game that was apparently bigger than Shadow of the Colossus. And that kind of got me thinking what it could be.
How can it be bigger than Shadow of the Colossus, though?
I know, that's what I said, but they were like, to me, I came up with like two possible outcomes.
Ico?
As much as I would love to see that, as it's like my favourite game of all time, I don't think it's like as big like commercially as Shadow of the Colossus. I don't think so. The one that I think it could be is like Metal Gear Solid 1 from the ground up.
Oh, really? Now that'd be cool.
I don't know.
Another one which is kind of more outside the box and kind of funny, seeing as I'm playing its predecessor right now, is a Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
As the network servers for Demon Souls actually got shut down for good earlier this year.
Yeah.
It would make sense for
Which
them
is a shame.
seeing as like they put every single Souls game on the PS4 apart from that one.
It's a shame because it's the only one I haven't played, and from what I've heard, it's like the best one. And it's like, I haven't played it.
For me, I would say it's better than Dark Souls 2. But I wouldn't put it higher than any of the others personally. Because it's very linear compared to like the other games in the series.
The New Republic of Gamers, which basically the same person, says, I have a topic that you guys could talk about. Do I have to do anything fancy to get you guys to talk about it or no? Actually, no, just simply mention it. Just mention it in the chat and we can probably address it. As long as it's nothing as wacky as what my friend had to discuss, which was literally, are dogs considered gay because they hump each other? Which is a very odd topic to discuss.
I've got I've got one that makes some people of the Dark Souls franchise quite happy as well, which was announced this week, which is the Road to E3 2018 Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
Because that was announced a couple of days ago that they're looking at doing Bloodborne 2, which is that's quite an interesting topic because there are a lot of people out there that enjoy suffering in games.
There's a small tease of something called Shadows Die Twice, and there's two possibilities of what it could be. One is Bloodborne 2, but like the more likely one, considering as it's like a phrase from
Trick Squid
franchise, is a
Trix, how you doing? Go to bed, Trix.
Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam.
The other option is like another Tenchu, seeing as Shadows Die Twice is a line said in that game.
It is a reference. So, it could happen.
They haven't made a Tenchu since Tenchu Z,
which wasn't a bad game, but it was a bit untextured, a bit unfinished, but it was still a good game. It was a multiplayer ninja game. So, you know, good stuff. Yeah, it'd be nice to see another Tenchu game after so long. Really good.
I think we actually already discussed Fallout 76, New Republic of Gamers.
Yeah, we discussed that almost near the beginning because it was. We can go back to it.
We don't mind talking about it. As said, it was an interesting topic. So obviously, it came from their Twitter page. Please stand by. We've had a few things discussed about already, which it could be like a Tamriel Online version of the game. Because apparently it's going to be a multiplayer, so it's interesting to see what they're going to do with it. But I did touch upon the fact it could work or it might not work. Like Baldur's Gate, the original on the PS2 worked, but the Brotherhood still didn't really work that well. But it was okay.
Going slightly off topic, I wouldn't be surprised if they also announced the Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition for PS4.
Yeah, I think they should do an anniversary of Fallout 3. But I mean, whether or not they do is
it is my favourite Fallout and one of my favourite games.
I think it's a lot of everybody.
I'd definitely have that.
Be nice. It'd be nice to see.
I mean, going to like Ubisoft's press conference. Two things I definitely want to see are more gameplay on Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
And also like the announcement of a new Splinter Cell.
Oh my god! Because that's been rumoured, hasn't it?
They did a quick snippet of Sam Fisher and just like a dark. No, they did. They also did a thing with Wildlands.
It was in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and it was basically a little nod to the Solid Snake, seeing as Konami pretty much like
Republic
killed off
Gamers
the series,
says
especially with Survive.
he says he wants to see more Obsidian versions of Fallout. And the thing is, I think we're part of a minority, unfortunately. Thing is, I liked New Vegas to a point where like it felt more like the original games, but a lot of people don't like it because it was considered too difficult. And
I didn't mind New Vegas, but fuck those Cazadors.
But yeah, a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't made by Bethesda and it didn't follow the same sort of pattern as number 3, which is a shame because if you have played the original Fallout games on the PC, they were tough.
They were really good.
They were hard and they were good,
games.
and the storylines are fucking fantastic. And Michael Dorn was in it, and that's all that mattered. Really, we needed more Lieutenant Worf, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, fuck it. You should make some more like
funny
it.
you should say Obsidian. They do have like their own new sort of franchise called Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
They do have the second game, which is I think it's out now on PC or like coming out very soon.
Oh, I'm getting the original, aren't I, Sanch?
You are, yes. Funny you say that.
My wedding present. Hey.
But yeah, I have been playing a fair bit of the original. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, the thing is, I think
very different. It's very different from the original Sin.
they're sort of like the masters of it, though. Really, if you think about it, because Obsidian have been making games like this for years, you know, and that for them to make another one of the Pillars is it's a good idea.
It's very similar to like I think it's Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
It's got that similar style.
Well, Baldur's Gate 1, 2, Shadows of Arm, and I can't remember what the winter one was called, but basically they're all sort of like over the head, tabletop down sort of games, and they were good turn-based combat.
Isometric,
yeah, they were all good games.
Another couple of things that you might see E3 this year. I mean, this was announced as sort of like one of those sort of things that went under the radar a little bit. Was that World of Warcraft is potentially coming out to PlayStation 4?
Fuck off.
What do you fucking do?
Considering it's been like so long since that game.
It's only been like 12 years since.
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't mind playing it, but I don't see it happening.
What's the point of doing it now?
Yeah, it's a bit late, really. Hello, Gaming Pro 9604. How are you doing, buddy?
Thank you very much for taking the time and to coming in to talk to us. If you guys have got anything in the chat that you guys want to speak about or you want our opinion on it, chuck it up, because at the end of the day we're going to be here for like another 40 minutes or so. More topics is, you know, if not, we're just going to start talking about like Alex dying on the screen a lot more.
Oh yeah, because it's happening an awful lot. Oh shit. Oh, I'm not very good at Far Cry, but I do like it.
It's funny, I'm playing Dark Souls right now, and I'm not even dying as much as you.
Oh, shut up.
I do have my wish that I would see. I want to see E3. It'll never happen. And it's that one game that if it comes out, I'd be the happiest little gamer in the world. I want a Skate game. I want Skate 4 announced and coming out. I don't care when. I just want to know that it's coming. Because it's been 8 years and I'm starting to get a little bit sort of tetchy with the analog sticks and I want to play skate games again.
A new
please, if you're listening, EA, I know me and EA, we've had our differences in the past, but please, just do it for me.
If you want my money, make Skate. Make
Skate. I don't care what monetization's in it. I play the damn game.
Even though I haven't finished Far Cry yet, I still think it's an amazing game. And as I said before, the DLC actually comes out next month, middle of. It's the Vietnam DLC. My little brother's finished this game, Wiggs Miser, who again I also suggest you check out. He is he fucking loves this game. So...
when Wiggs actually gets round to putting a video up, it's always good.
It's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching.
You know, I think the downside is that it's talent that's untapped, unfortunately, because he doesn't know. He just puts videos out for a laugh, and it's like they're really good videos. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, this place is pretty tough.
I personally like his content. I wish he would do more.
I wish he. I personally wish he would actually learn a little bit of how to utilize it at YouTube.
I'm just gonna keep lobbing shit
because he does good content, but it's just really far and few between. And he was the only one out of all of us that were playing like GTA was actually quite creative on it. The rest of us were just saying like, how many times can we get mowed down on a motor?
No. How many times can I get run over? Do you know what? I've been mowed down so many times in this game. It's almost as much as GTA.
Oh, that was the other thing that I was mentioning. I was clicking through my phone on Twitter the other day, and a Ubisoft post came up saying that they were basically taking applicants into doing the closed beta for Crew 2. So if you head onto Ubisoft's website, you might be able to get yourself in very, very quickly, because that is this weekend.
From what I've seen of
Gauntlet Legends and Baldur's Gate.
In a weird way, it reminds me of Sonic All-Stars Transformed, where you go from like car to boat to plane. It's very similar to that.
My God.
Oh no, that was a good game. That was a really good game.
Oh, what, the Crew? Sorry, I've already pre-ordered it.
Sonic All-Stars.
Oh.
Fantastic arcade game.
But it's...
The Crew 2 it seems to be doing like things that are quite similar to that.
I tell you what I am let down by, actually, and I'm sure you'll probably both agree with me, on Rush.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
I played the beta and I was just like, ugh.
I know Tay's probably watched it. I know Trix has probably watched it. I did a review of it like a couple of days after I played the beta. It doesn't live up to the hype it was given last year at the Paris Convention.
It ain't no Motorstorm Apocalypse, that's for damn sure.
Well, you see, when I first clicked on it, because I took what you said on board, I was like, oh, right, so it's Motorstorm, finally I get to play Motorstorm game. And it was like, spawning? What do you mean, spawning? And then it was like, I've died, now spawning further? What do you want about? I was like, what?
Yeah, the things that I touched upon is that, I mean, if you're going to play a game that involves driving around and taking people out, I want weapons. I want 30 or 40 ways of killing other people to make it look absolutely amazing.
I mean, you don't even need that.
Tailgate them and chuck them into a tree.
Because
I'll agree with Alex on that. I don't think you need like weapons, but what I would have liked the footage I've seen, it seems like very easy to take people out.
Well, only two games, in my opinion, have ever like them kind of games, in my opinion, have ever actually really tweaked my interest, which was Blur, which was fantastic, and then you have and Mashed, which again was a great game.
Was a really good
and
game.
so when I play a game like that, and like on Rush, I'm like, is it going to be like them two? No, it's not. So fuck it.
I'll add one into that pile and say Dirt Showdown as well.
Yeah, Dirt Showdown. That was
Dirt
good.
Showdown was fantastic.
You know, it was good.
We need another Showdown game, because it wasn't just track based; it was Destruction.
Oh, well, no,
because
WRC's coming out again this year, so you're not going to get that.
Sort of Destruction Derby based. It wasn't like.
Yeah, it was pick on Sanchez based. That's what it really was.
Yeah, just pick on the person with the smallest car and just watch them die a lot, which is quite fun.
I will say that those Gymkhana stages, I was like pretty much the don of that.
Yeah, you were. It was like, who's going to come second? Who's coming first?
Well, everyone else was struggling. I was just like,
I still gave you a run for your money on those.
yeah. you think that?
But that's why I'm still happy in my pre-order of the Crew, because at least I know what I'm buying. It's like I know what I'm getting, so it's fine. I've done enough research into it, and I think on Rush it could have been really good. It could have been that next good car game, but I just think that it's a half-assed game that could have had a lot more potential, and it's just like a squad deathmatch on cars, and I don't like it. I don't like that at all. If I want to play something competitive, I won't play Call of Duty. I'll play something like Battlefield.
Yeah, no, I've got to be honest. I mean, the problem with Call of Duty and Battlefield is that, I mean, people are comparing them, and I'm one of those people. But the games themselves are completely different. You know, Battlefield is more true to life. It's got a bit of history to it. The guns look amazing. The actual action is sort of like almost real as well, apart from like some of the over-the-top sort of stuff they showed in the trailer. And then it comes down to like Call of Duty it's just going to be over-the-top, Overwatch style multiplayer with the Battle Royale mode.
Could you imagine that? Taywaz says it could have been the next Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, it really could have. Or just another Twisted Metal game would have been fantastic anyway.
That would, yeah. I want something like World Tour again.
The last one was a bit.
Black was okay, but I felt that it lacked comedy.
Do we have a Discord? No, we don't actually have a Discord, because I think I'm the only one that uses Discord out of all three.
I use Discord, but I don't use it as much as I used to.
I think what I might consider is if this is the sort of thing that people are going to start tuning into and watching and stuff, then yeah, I'd set up a Discord and we can go from there. You know, that sort of thing. But at the moment, no, we just literally just post up our own videos on our own channels. It's why we have our own channels at the end of the day, because we used to be part of a collaboration group. Now we just make our own content. It was working to a point, but because we weren't taking it seriously, I mean, my channel now, or Alex's, or even Sanchez's channel, we're taking these a lot more seriously as our own projects.
It wasn't just a case of taking it seriously. It was a case of every time we used it on our separate machines, it would log you out now, and it was so much hassle getting hold of passwords and email addresses and shit. We just didn't bother in the end.
It was getting harder and harder for like 6 people to upload to one YouTube channel. So, and that's why we're basically on our own route of having our own channels. The best, I mean, it's because we do different type of content. I mean, for myself, I mean, this is Hybrid still talking. For me, I do game reviews and live streams. That's literally all I do, really. I've got a separate channel for helping people, but that's about it. Sanch does Let's Plays. He does he used to do unboxings and things like that, and I think he should really bring those back because they're pretty cool.
I might do a couple of those.
And Alex basically does everything he can.
And some videos
mainly
occasionally.
live stream.
I do like live stream, but the thing is, I live stream during the day because I have children. Children prohibit me.
I'm just going to call you Republic of Gamers because I'm not going to add the new every time, right? Yeah, Republic of Gamers, right? At some point, I mean, if this does take off and people start tuning in, then yes, I'll look at doing a Discord channel. Okay, man? That's an idea that's up in the air. There you go.
Well, I think those kind of social media things will sort of slowly take over. I used Discord before it was popular, and then I stopped using it. That's just me.
I use Discord in 2 channels.
Well, the thing is, I was using it because there was this group on For Honor playing with it, and I was like, oh, okay, you've got this thing called Discord. Okay, we'll try it out. And they started using it, and everyone was using it in the end of it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not really getting on with this, but I'm sure it'll evolve over time. And then I hear Mike started using Discord maybe like 7 months later. He goes, have you heard about this thing called Discord? I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
and I looked at it, it's a lot better than it used to be.
The plus side to Discord is it's like when you used to visit a website just to go onto a forum. You know, now everybody's got a Discord because it works. Like you can chuck your own topics in and have certain areas for certain chats and this, that, and the other. I mean, I'm part of the Nick Nimmin Discord, which is just basically to help people on YouTube and stuff, and that's got like 30 or 40 different channels inside of it.
Apparently,
and then I'm part of Cyberjinx's Discord, which has got like 8 or 9, but it's a smaller community.
Apparently, Republic of Gamers says his YouTube got cancelled, so he had to make a new one, and that's his new YouTube channel now. So.
Okay, that's not a problem, man.
Where's the cow?
What was your name before it?
The Old Republic Gamers? The Big Republic?
The Old Republic.
I just want to know what anyone else... Well, I just jumped out of a helicopter. What anyone else wants to see actually at E3? Because obviously we covered most of the big titles, but some of the smaller titles, obviously, like... For instance, like World War Z, GTFOs, Soul Calibur, Metro, even Dreams. It'd be nice to hear more detail into those kind of games as well. So I won't personally be watching just the main big ones. I'll be watching some of the small.
What was that one that happened? What was that game that you were getting really excited about it for the Paris Convention last year? And it was it wasn't Beyond Two Souls 2, was it? It was something else. And I can't remember what it was.
Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, well, The Last of Us Part 2, that'll be shown at E3 as well, we know that.
Well, that would be sick if it didn't.
I can't remember what it was called now. That's going to annoy me for a little bit. It had a woman as a main character and a talking monkey.
That's...
Oh, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
There you go, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No! Look, don't look at my screen! Don't look at the screen!
Alex is just about to die.
There's 2 cows humping on my screen.
But yeah, so you know, we'll probably start seeing more footage towards that as well.
My old YouTube channel was called Gamers Republic. I have 195 subscribers. I was close to 200. YouTube terminated my YouTube channel for no apparent reason. The channel I'm on now is pretty much a chance to revive.
Right now, I'm gonna be completely honest, right? YouTube do not remove YouTube channels for just no reason. Now, what you probably got is you may have had copyright strikes against your name. You may have had content that probably wasn't good to be on YouTube, and this includes swearing, vulgarity, nudity, or anything like that.
Removed soon, then.
YouTube will basically ban your channel if it has any of these things in it. The reason why I know this is because I've seen YouTube channels disappear because they're using copyrighted material or copyright infringement. So you may have used something that may have triggered YouTube to actually take your channel off. Now the problem with swearing on a stream now is that they're starting to crack down on that as well. If you're a streamer like myself, if you swear too much on a stream, that could actually pull a strike against your channel, which would stop you sort of being monetized later on.
Sure goes. I cannot deny with that, but from experience with friends who are bigger YouTubers, and they get copyright strikes, still get emails and alerts, but something happened to their account, and I never got any sort of notification, I guess.
Like I said, they would have had their reasons to take your channel off.
Well, he acknowledges the reasons, but he's just, they never told him it was going to happen.
I think a lot of, I know this might be controversial, but a lot of big YouTubers tend to get like a free pass with these things.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
Don't worry about your broken English, buddy. It's my broken dyslexic mind that can't read your shit.
Yeah. the thing is when it comes to the bigger YouTubers, I mean, people like PewDiePie or Boogie or Markiplier and stuff like that, they're under the same rules as us, and the difference is they know it, and they're actually a little bit more careful about what they use.
Well,
and because these people, I mean, if I take PewDiePie into like example, even though I hate him, right, and I don't like his content, I can't stand the guy, right, but because he's got 62 million subscribers and is pretty much worldwide known, he probably knows a lot of people. Now, when it comes to his content, if he features stuff in it, the reason why he doesn't get a copyright strike is because he probably has an agreement with the person to use that stuff. A lot of small YouTubers don't have agreements.
This
with,
was something one of my friends was saying earlier. He was saying about how it'd be nice to play a game before everyone else gets it. Like, obviously some YouTubers do get press release copies, and he was saying how his views could basically be affected by the fact that he hasn't got an advantage on the software coming out before everyone else gets it.
I'm sorry, I've just been invaded by someone called Chomfuckler.
Chom what?
Chomfuckler.
Okay, Chomfuckler it is.
Hello. Go back, Sammy,
this will sound a little bit sort of one-sided, but if you're a huge, I'm going to put my channel on the line and say this is the reason, right? I have 187 subscribers on my channel, which is most appreciated. Thank you very much if any of you are listening out there. But if I went to Ubisoft and said, "Can I have a copy of the game?" they'll basically laugh at me because there 187 people is filling up a small village hall and saying, "Guys, check this out on a big screen." If you're someone like Markiplier, who's got a couple of million subscribers, if he went into Ubisoft and said, "Can I have a copy of the new Assassin's Creed game?" he'll go, "Yeah, sure, mate," and they'll do that because he's got the audience for people to watch it. The problem with small YouTubers is everyone is too ambitious to start from the bottom.
Taywell says it would be nice to get them, and I agree with the views, if they already have the game months ahead of the time. Then they can easily make videos in that time. And you know what? I completely agree.
Get a bit of an advantage in that.
It's like God of War. I actually streamed God of War for 3 parts, and the most views I actually got out of it was 25 on one video.
Right.
And I reckon that's because it's God of War.
Yeah, but you were live streaming that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yep. And you were live streaming that for a couple of hours, weren't you?
Yeah, mainly. Yeah.
That's the problem. Most of YouTube's audience, and this will go for, I don't know, around 85% of the people that watch on YouTube have not got the attention span to sit here and sit around.
Oh, I know.
And that's the problem. If you make a 10-minute video, you're more likely to be seen. But then, if you were going to do a whole series of God of War, you're probably looking at about 80 parts in all. So, I mean, for my live streams that I do, I'm basically, no one will ever get around to ever watching those ever again. When it comes to my Let's Plays of Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain, no one will get around to watching them because they're too long.
Gamers Republic says he completely understands, but I'm going to do what I did with my old channel. Work hard, find random games I have, my phone until I get my computer fixed. So
Yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah, that's cool,
it,
man.
do it. Just keep plugging.
If you're going to do random games, get onto keymailer.io, I think it is, and join up there and ask for keys for games. They give them out for free.
Never go for it
And
again.
unfortunately, as a console gamer, you don't get so much, but as a PC gamer, you'll get tons because they're all indie games.
Still, support the console.
Oh yeah, support the console definitely. I think we're about done with gaming news and E3 stuff at the moment, aren't we?
And then we're just watching me get shot to shit on this game again.
So let's do. Well, we've got 20 minutes left. Let's screw this over and let's do a Q&A session.
Oh God, what like?
Sure, why not?
So where did you go to school?
As long as they're not like intrusive.
You know
that's all.
that's going to be the first
What's your
question.
favourite position? No, we're not talking about this now. Don't talk about
the
that.
PC Master Race is dodgy.
Oh no, I'm not talking about PC Master Race. Oh, God, I've had this discussion many times. You know what? I've got a really good thing. Now I like Boogie's content, right? I like Boogie's content, but I disagree with something he said about 2 weeks ago, and it's been bugging me ever since. Actually, he was complaining that they didn't get like a Halo 5 make on the PC. And he goes,
Oh, yeah.
we deserve that too. And I'm thinking, yeah, but how many games are coming out for PC that we deserve? Huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're PC Master Race. You don't need Halo 5. It's like, you know, you're a master. Ugh. Fucking.
What I find funny, I know
Warhammer.
this is going to sound a bit horrible, but for all those people who go, oh yeah, PC Master Race, we're in for the win. You guys had to wait ages till GTA 5 dropped.
Yeah,
I was
you
just
are
happy.
lucky.
Unless
Iron Sight is one, yeah.
Yeah, Iron Sight should definitely. Iron
yeah.
Sight should definitely be a console game because it's basically a first-person arena game. It's a little, you're basically team warfare like Team Fortress 2 style thing, but it looks a little bit like Quake at the same time. You're running around an arena with guns and shooting people.
I loved Quake.
And it looks really good, but it's only on PC.
I hate that. I hate that. Man, GTA is old news. Been over since San Andreas. Do you know what? 5 was really good, despite everything. I don't mention 4 anymore, but 5 was really good.
As we've spoken about this before, that the content in 4, the DLCs and stuff were better than the main game, but GTA 5 was phenomenal.
There's no contest, really. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 was. Hang on 1 second. Hello? No, I don't want to go golden.
Yeah. Essentially. Hey, cousin, you want to go button? Fuck off, Roman, you twat.
Oh, and just quickly, right? Republic of Gamers, right? Now, when you were talking about, like, obviously bigger streamers bigger YouTubers and bigger gamers get like the heads up on games and they get them before everyone else, and not being horrible, right? But it's depending on how you put your content out. For me, I did a review of Mother Gunship, which is a demo at the moment on PSN, and I ranked that video in the top 5. So if you type in the actual the video and stuff, you should see something by me. It's the same with my On Rush video. I did that as a review, and I got that into ranking in the top 5. It's all about how you present your videos and how you work your titles and tags and all the other crap that come with it. Doesn't matter how new or how old your channel is. If you can do that right, you'll be seen by people.
He also
That's
says
simply it.
that's what always happens every time new game is coming out. They choose what it first comes out on. Some games will choose PS4 and some games will choose Xbox or choose PC.
Yeah.
I get why a lot of games go on PC.
Bro, yeah, sorry, I'm getting shot. I'm not really paying attention.
It's a very interesting process, and obviously if it does well, then you don't really sort of,
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If you type in Iron Sight PvP gameplay, you'll just see videos of Taywaz, because that's all he's done.
The first 3 of mine, I'm a brand new creator.
Yeah, he is. He's got tell you what, he's growing his channel. He's got like is it 60? I think it's 60 subscribers now.
Brilliant, more than me.
His Iron Sight content. But his Iron Sight content is done by him, who's a small YouTuber, and it's ranking above people who have got thousands of viewers.
But see, I'm not taking. This is just me now. I'm not actually taking YouTube seriously though until next January. On the sheer basis, that's when my daughter starts school, and that's all my horde off to school, and then we're all good. So, more time to focus on my channel, which is what I kind of need to do. Suck it, 71 today. You got 71 subscribers. Good for you, brilliant stuff. Little YouTubers need love too. We need love.
Yeah, well, as said, I've offered to help yourself and Sanch if interested. I can help you go through all of that. I haven't got a problem with it. And that's where I go on to Discord and I sit there and help people sort of help on their YouTube channels. That's the thing. My gaming channel I'm taking seriously, but at the same time it's just fun. With the other channel, I'm taking that a lot more seriously.
For me, right now, personally, I'm sort of at a point in my life where things are like really difficult for me to like take the time to make content right now.
Well, it's work.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the way you can get around it. I mean, as somebody who has a job and so on and so forth, the best thing you can do is to, I don't know, you could quite happily just make one video a week. You wouldn't see a lot of growth, but if you had a consistent upload schedule where you're uploading one video a week on the same day at the same time, people might start taking notice of that, and that is where that comes in. If you can make one video a week, you've hit the bare minimum of what a YouTuber needs to do. That's literally it.
I've been shot again. No. Oh, actually, doing a fucking really crappy Arnie thing. Anybody who plays Conan Exiles, there's a big update coming soon. It's hitting PC this month. I'm not sure when it's coming out for next month, but for us anyway, for PS4. But they're gonna fix everything, like everything. So watch out for that. Yeah, they're gonna do everything.
I was actually talking to Tay about Conan the other day, and he was saying that, you know, I mean, since it came out on PC, there hadn't been updates, they hadn't expanded the content and stuff. So that's probably what they were probably waiting for it to hit consoles and then sort of expand it.
Well, before it hit console, literally like last week, it didn't have the jungle section. So as soon as it hit the console, we've got the whole new jungle section. Taylor says as long as it's once a week, the algorithm will try to push your content. Exactly. So, because apparently what happens is when you make a new video that stays new for 7 days, and it actually has an icon saying it's a new video. So, I suppose some respects they are trying to help push your channel, but to be fair, I think it mainly comes from the people who are creating the actual content to really push it, and that's what we all have to do.
It comes down. This is why I started my sort of basically beginner's guide to everything on my other channel. There is so much you have to take into consideration now as just somebody who even makes like hobby content. You have to have a decent looking thumbnail. You have to have a decent title. You have to be found really easily. Everything you do has to be done almost to perfection each time, or you just fail. And that's the problem with doing a gaming channel. This goes for everybody. The problem with doing gaming channels is there are so many people doing gaming channels. You have got so much competition.
Oh, it's saturated.
Yeah, exactly. Doing like small videos. I mean, like if you were to choose a Fortnite video or a Guns Up video, Guns Up is a less searched game. But if you put a Guns Up video and you can get that right, you'll probably get more views on a Guns Up video than you would on Fortnite, because there are too many people uploading Fortnite footage. Focus on the small game, and more people come and find you.
Well, Republic says sometimes a lot of algorithms are rigged, which I actually happen to agree with.
They're not. They're not at all.
I'm pretty sure they would be.
If that's the way you think, go and watch Brian G. Johnson, Darren Eves, Roberto Blake, Nick Nimmin, Dean Nimmin, and all video creators. They all say the same thing. The algorithms are programmed to do certain things. It's not them being rigged. It's the user who's interfacing with the algorithm. So if you can get your tags right, and if you can get your tags right, if you can get your title so it's bang on, so you know the search content that you're putting up as a title, if that is exactly what people are looking for, they will find you. But then you have to compete with people, so you have to learn how to tag your videos. You have to learn how to use your description bar, because your description now gets searched for. So I'll put this into perspective. Alex's video at the moment we're on is called E3 Podcast and Chat. If he put Ultra Fud with Hybrid still and skip to the end, talk about E3, and we're going to have a chat about this and mention E3 once or twice.
Oh, excuse me.
That goes down as a searchable content. You're basically looking for the title and anything that mentions the title.
Hang on, I'm going to stop you there just for a second. Tell you what, I agree with the fact that you need as many people watching as possible and for the length of time they watch. So what you need to do is every time I post up that I'm live streaming, come and watch it, and then that way I get more view time.
Even if you just mute the video and just
even not even fucking listening, it's cool.
But I mean, my channel just hit. I think it's just shy of 18,000 minutes, and I've got 130 videos. But most of them are just fucking live streams anyway. But it comes down to
car graveyard, right?
I'm a small YouTuber, but I can rank my videos within the top 5 or 6, depending on how I rank them in text and everything else.
Let's do it.
But there's a lot of things that small YouTubers basically don't get, and you have to educate yourself in all of this stuff. Even before you start, you have to know what you're doing with your videos and how you're presenting them. Even it comes down to the tags. If you've put the wrong word in a tag, you might not get seen by a certain thing. So you have to make sure that everything in your tags equals to what is in that video.
That's just the way YouTube is at the moment. Anyway, I think we should probably end it.
I think we should, yeah.
Thanks for everyone who actually turned up to watch the stream and to discuss E3. Again, thanks for everyone who actually subscribed, which is really weird because I've had more subscribers today than I normally get in anything I normally do. It's probably Michael's influence. So, thanks, Michael, for turning up for my stream and skip to the end for your voicing your opinions. And I hope we can do this again. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you in the next one.
Take care, everyone.
Have a good one.
Bye. Awkward silence.